Thanks so much for joining us here on Atlanta News First Plus. I'm Joy Lim-Nakran. Of course, we just want to let you know we continue to follow the latest out of Fulton County, the Fulton County Courthouse. The Fulton County Grand Jury is expected to be presented evidence today by the Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, and this, of course, is related to the potential indictment of the former president, Donald Trump. This is something we have been following so closely right here on Atlanta News First and Atlanta News First Plus, and we're going to continue to do so. But this is the day that we expect the Fulton County DA, Fani Willis, to actually begin presenting the evidence that could lead to those potential criminal charges against the former president and some of his associates over the alleged attempts to interfere in Georgia's 2020 election. It is possible that Willis will present a case of racketeering and RICO charges, but of course everything that happens in a grand jury room is supposed to be conducted in secret, so we're not going to know for sure until an indictment is actually announced, and potentially could happen this week. So 2 people have actually been confirmed that they have been called to testify tomorrow. That includes independent journalist George Chitty, who stumbled upon a meeting at the Georgia Capitol where Republicans were gathered to cast alternate ballots for Trump. The other is former Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan. Alleged election interference in Georgia's 2020 election, of course, is the issue here. Let's listen to those individuals who have been called.
I did just receive notification to appear on Tuesday morning at the Fulton County Grand Jury, and I certainly will be there to do my part in recounting the facts.
On December 14th, I saw what we are calling the fake electors doing their thing, and I need to be able to describe that so that that grand jury has all the information they need to in order to make a decision one way or another.
Yeah, so of course we are watching very closely what happens out of the Fulton County Courthouse. In the past, it has taken 2 days for DA Willis to present racketeering cases to other grand juries, so it's possible we may know by tomorrow evening if there are any indictments. But we're ready. Our team is standing by to follow the latest on this. Also want to let you know we have this section on our website. I mean, first of all, this great article that just kind of updates you on the latest that is happening as of today. Excuse me, but I've shared with you in the past, you see where there's a tab, Trump investigation, and you can get up to speed on all the latest, because let's not forget, this would potentially be the former president's 4th indictment here. Remember, most recently he was indicted out of federal court in Washington, D.C., also with regards to alleged interference in the 2020 election, and in that case there were 4 federal counts there. And so, we're waiting to see what's going to happen here in Fulton County, but there's a lot to sort out. So, here's kind of a section on the key figures if you want to kind of refresh your memory on that and the timeline, because again, we're talking about 3 other indictments that have already come down. I mentioned the one in federal court in D.C. There's also been the one in New York related to alleged hush money payments to the adult film star Stormy Daniels, and then there was also the one out of federal court in Florida, the alleged mishandling of classified documents, also in federal court, and that's more than 40 counts there. So we're going to have a legal expert. I'm going to have an attorney legal expert come and join me at 1 p.m. today, and we're going to break down all of this. We're going to, try to do a little bit of a preview, and I'm going to pick her brain a little bit on what could happen, when we could actually see the indictments, and what could they look like, what indictments could we see, who could be indicted in a potentially massive case that could include more than a dozen individuals facing charges right here in Fulton County related to this alleged election interference. But also want to let you know about some of the other stories that we are following as well. So some of you may have been impacted by this situation. There was this issue on I-75. I do want to let you know that it has since been cleared up, but there was that massive truck fire, a fuel spill caused some major delays on I-75 southbound during the busy morning commute. Obviously, traffic is already an issue here in Metro Atlanta, but I am happy to report that that has since been cleared up, so should not really impact. Of course, there's often residual delays, so just be aware of that. Maybe give yourself some extra time. I also want to let you know about this. There are 2 people wanted in connection to a teenager's shooting death at a Southwest Atlanta event. and police are trying to track down these two males they believe had something to do with the murder of this 18-year-old victim. They say that they arrived at the event space at 555 Whitehall. Let me play the video from this story that actually aired on our newscast. But the victim is 18-year-old Luis Salgado, had multiple gunshot wounds, was found just after 3 a.m. Saturday, was taken to Grady Memorial Hospital. Unfortunately, doctors could not save him. He was pronounced dead. According to Atlanta police, officers were seen inspecting the venue's parking lot where the shooting reportedly happened. The department saying that they're not going to stop until they find whoever is responsible. Also, you know, we've all been keeping our eyes on what's happening in Hawaii, right? It's such a tragedy, and it's very interesting that there's actually a Georgia connection here. A North Fulton County mom is saying that her son has been impacted by the wildfires in Hawaii, that her son has lost nearly everything. You know, it's really a tragedy what's happening over there. The worst natural disaster that they have seen in Hawaii in their history is what officials there have said. Dozens killed and thousands evacuated. So, you know, follow the latest on that on AtlantaNewsFirst.com as well. Here locally, I want to turn to a look at the forecast because I understand there's an excessive heat warning in effect for today. And we just want everybody to be really careful. I want to bring in First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazi with more on that.
Yeah, thanks so much, Joy. It's going to be a very hot day today. So if you thought yesterday was hot, today we turn it up a notch. So an excessive heat warning, that's the pink color you see there. So from Fulton County southward is where we're looking for that level of heat. A heat advisory for pretty much anywhere north of Atlanta, with the exception of the Northeast Georgia mountains. If you're in the Northeast Georgia mountains, you're the only ones untouched from any kind of heat alert today. It will still feel like the low to mid 90s up there, but not heat advisory criteria, which is that 105 to 109 degree range. So clearly a dangerously hot day today. And then we do have some relief right around the corner. So thankfully, this is not going to be a long-lasting heat event for us like it's been pretty much all summer for our friends out to the west in Texas. So let's take you through it and talk about the bad news, which is the heat, which we have a first alert for. And then, of course, the good news, which is a cold front that will drop our humidity and ultimately drop our temperatures down several degrees, especially as we head into Wednesday morning. So here's a look at those heat alerts. Again, excessive heat warning. Could have feels like temperatures upwards of 113 degrees. I think a lot of us will generally be in that 108 to 111 degree range, with the 113 degree temperature. Feels like temperatures more so down in the central Georgia area near Macon. But nonetheless, you have anything to do outside today, maybe you're trying to plan to take the dog for a walk this afternoon, you'll probably want to make that walk a little bit shorter. Make sure that you're keeping them in the grass because it's just going to be way too hot out there for their paws. And then also, you know, if you have kids who do after school activities, I'm not really sure exactly what the protocols are for that at schools, but they need to have plenty of electrolytes. If you didn't send them to school with electrolytes, you got to get it to them. It's just going to be dangerously hot. Definitely don't want to be exerting yourself too much during the heat of the day. Let's take you through it. So these are the heat indices, the feels like temperatures. You take the heat, the humidity, this is the number that gets output. And so it's going to feel more like 100 degrees, upper 90s to triple digits by noon this afternoon. So within the next couple of hours, our heat alerts started at 10 o'clock, so just a few minutes ago, and this will go till 8 o'clock tonight. They will be in effect through 8 o'clock. So as we head towards 4 o'clock, we will have the chance for a few spotty showers. So you might be noticing some of like the orange colors starting to pop up across parts of Metro. That's a few spotty showers that'll just come with the heat of the day. But take a look, still feeling 108 in Atlanta, 108 in Edenton, 100 in Noonan, 106 in Rome, 104 in Athens, 99 in Gainesville and Canton. So really just some hot heat today, high heat today. It's going to be really uncomfortable. Essentially what happens is when you have all of this heat and humidity, what your body does to cool you down naturally is it starts to sweat. Well, when the air around your skin that starts to sweat is so saturated and that moisture on your skin can't evaporate because there's no room for that sweat on your skin to go, it just sticks to you. And that's what traps in that heat. So the cooling process of sweating and the evaporation of that sweat does not happen when it is that humid outside. That's why it feels so hot on your skin, because your body's natural cooling process is not able to go underway. So there's your science lesson for the day. So as we head towards 7 o'clock, you have dinner plans. Maybe you're heading to the Beyonce concert tonight. It's still going to be a scorcher. It's going to feel like the triple digits through around 7, 8 o'clock, hence those heat alerts continuing through 8 p.m. I did mention that rain chance. We have a few storms that we're kind of tracking right now in far northwest Georgia that are just kind of out towards Tennessee and Alabama, so we'll be keeping an eye on those if they manage to make it into the state. But we do have the chance for a few pop-up isolated storms this afternoon. We call it diurnal in the meteorology world. It just means heat of the day. So as we head towards 5 o'clock, you're headed home from work today. If you get caught under one of these isolated storms, while the chance is isolated, you'll notice it, because any storms that develop today could carry very heavy rain, just because we have so much moisture that you're feeling in that sense of humidity out there. Obviously, it'll be very loud, so claps of thunder, frequent lightning, that'll all be kind of the song and dance with any storms that form throughout the day today, especially as we head into the afternoon and evening. Now, activity will diminish after sunset, and then tomorrow is the day we are looking forward to. Now, I will say, the timing of this front isn't necessarily going to work in our favor, because we're still going to have a hot day tomorrow. It'll be generally in the 90s, but it's going to feel more like the upper 90s in most spots tomorrow, maybe even into the triple digits, below heat advisory criteria, but it's still going to be hot. By 10 o'clock, that front starts to knock on our door, and then through the afternoon, by 1 o'clock, we're close to the heat of the day at this point. So if this moved in a little sooner, our temperatures might have been a little cooler, our humidity might have been a little more bearable, but unfortunately, this timing is just going to be a little too late for that. So still going to be a hot day tomorrow. Storms will be possible. Maybe you could manage to have a strong storm or two with the heat of the day. You have that front that kind of adds a little extra lift, so that extra ingredient for maybe a severe storm or two. But nothing that we can't handle, nothing widespread. We will have just the chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms. Any storms that develop carry heavy rain, gusty wind, and some frequent lightning. And then as we head towards 5 o'clock, so your commute home should be fine. However, I will say, thinking about the kids going back to school tomorrow for their Tuesday, you might want to send them to school with the umbrella just in case, because as they're heading out from school, maybe they walk home from school, maybe they have to walk a couple of extra steps to get to the bus stop. It just might be raining and storming out there. So you definitely want to send them to school with the umbrella just in case. It's a good precaution. And then as we head again into Tuesday night into Wednesday, that drier air will move in. It'll be really comfortable. And without all that humidity, drier air will cool quicker. So we won't have a lot of cloud cover Wednesday night or Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. And temperatures are going to drop generally into the low to mid 60s. I even think the mountains could be in the upper 50s as we head into Wednesday. And Thursday, we even keep that lower humidity around. So as you step out Thursday, we're still going to have temperatures in the low to mid 60s out there. So we have a couple of days of really nice weather. But again, as we head into Wednesday morning, taking a look at our 7-day forecast, mid 60s, and that's inside the perimeter. That is for Atlanta. So if you live in our suburbs, especially north of the city, so we're talking Cobb, Cherokee, Bartow, Gwinnett County, Hall County, you'll be in the low 60s. The mountains, I think you'll be in the upper 50s Wednesday morning. So dare I say, a little taste of fall. If you've been seeing all the pumpkin spice in the stores, you might want to just go grab some to just live fully in the moment on Wednesday morning. And then upper 80s Wednesday afternoon. Our average high temperature is 89, so we'll be more seasonable Wednesday. Thursday, we go back into the 90s. Most of us will top out in the upper 80s, 90 for downtown Atlanta, with that lower humidity continuing. Now, Friday, our humidity will start to budge up just a little bit. It won't necessarily be super sticky, but Saturday, that humidity does return in full force. But take a look. You might notice no rain after Tuesday right now. If we were to see a rain chance, it would be over the weekend. That humidity returns for just some pop-up summertime storms. But overall, a nice break from the crazy stormy pattern we've been in. And we'll have a nice break from the really high humidity that we've had the past couple of weeks here. So, and especially today, it's going to be brutal today. So can't stress enough that first alert, dangerously hot this afternoon. In fact, we haven't had an excessive heat warning, which is what a lot of the area is under since 2012. We've had really high heat, especially in 2016. But when it comes to any kind of, or 2018, I believe, either way, 2016 and 2018 were both hot years here. But it's just the humidity and the high heat that we haven't had that excessive heat warning where it feels like temperatures are in the 110, 111 degree range. We haven't had that excessive heat warning for Metro Atlanta since 2012. So definitely want to take it easy today, but relief on the way by Wednesday morning. You'll want to plan maybe a few extra minutes to have your cup of coffee maybe on the back or front porch on Wednesday before you get your day going. All right, I hope everyone makes it a great day. Please stay safe, stay hydrated, take it easy out there this afternoon, and we will catch you here next time.